You might be living a reality you never chose and didn't even realize you could change it. But what if your consciousness was the key to unlocking versions of yourself that haven't even been born yet? What if reality isn't as solid as it seems? What if it's just waiting for you to decide what it becomes? You've probably heard that everything is energy, or that your thoughts create your reality. But what if there's something deeper than that? An invisible bridge between your inner world and the laws that govern the universe? This isn't just spirituality, it's physics, it's the mind, it's you. Niels Bohr and Carl Jung, each in their own way, intuited the same truth. Reality is shaped by the observer, and that observer is you. In this video, you'll discover how key quantum physics principles, like superposition, the field of possibilities, and quantum entanglement, intertwine with your personal journey of self-discovery, and more importantly, how your awareness doesn't just perceive the world, it activates hidden realities, not like magic, but like a practice, a frequency, a presence in tune with the field. Now pause for a moment. How many versions of you are coexisting right now as unlived possibilities? And what would happen if you chose a new frequency to observe life from? This video is a map, and if you stay with me until the end, you'll walk away with real tools to co-create your life with more clarity, direction, and a bit of wonder. Ready to cross the bridge? Let's explore this idea of quantum entanglement. Imagine two particles that were once connected. Now, no matter how far apart they are, what happens to one instantly affects the other. No delay, no signal, no visible link. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But guess what? It's real. Now think about this on a human level. Ever thought of someone and they suddenly call or text you? Felt an emotion that someone close to you also felt at the same time? What if that's not a coincidence? What if we're all part of an invisible, interconnected field where energy, emotion, and intention move beyond space and time? In Jung's words, this aligns with synchronicity, events connected not by cause and effect, but by meaning. The physicist calls it entanglement. The soul calls it a miracle. Your thoughts and emotions ripple through this field and reach much farther than you think. So ask yourself, what are you sending out into the field right now? What are you in silent resonance with, without even knowing it? Let's go deeper. Have you ever felt something before you could explain it? A chill, a tight chest, a warm heart? That's not just emotion, it's physiology. Science now calls it psychoneuroimmunology, the study of how your thoughts and emotions influence your immune system, your brain, and your body. If you live in chronic stress, fear, or anxiety, your body goes into survival mode. It shuts down healing, lowers immunity, increases inflammation. But when you cultivate emotions like gratitude, peace, trust, your body starts producing healing chemicals. You shift your inner chemistry. You broadcast a new frequency. But here's the part no one talks about. It's not just your body that responds. The field does too, because your body is a living antenna, and whatever signal you send most consistently becomes the blueprint for the reality you attract. Trying to change your life without changing how you feel is like repainting the set, but keeping the same script. Real transformation starts before the outer world changes. It starts when your body learns how to feel the future. How would you breathe, walk, speak if you were already living the life you want? This is the real practice, not just visualizing, but rehearsing the emotion now. Because when your inner world is in emotional alignment, the field begins to mirror that back. So here's the question that could change everything. What if the world out there is partially a reflection of what you're cultivating inside? Quantum physics has been hinting at this for decades. The quantum field is like a sea of invisible probabilities. Nothing is set until you choose, feel, believe, and collapse it into form. And who does that? You, the observer. Not with pressure, not with control, but with intention, attention, and emotion. That's why practices like prayer, affirmation, and visualization work. Not because they're magic, but because they sharpen your focus. They teach your mind and your body to believe the future before it arrives. And when you sustain that state with emotional coherence, reality begins to bend. Reality is not a movie you just watch. It's a dynamic script that responds to your deepest signals. So, what have you been broadcasting lately? You might say, I want to change. But if your inner state is still stuck in fear or doubt, that's what the field is picking up. The question isn't just what you want to experience, it's what are you already collapsing into reality with your dominant frequency? Because the field doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your vibration. And here's the most empowering truth of all. Your beliefs are the code that shapes your world. And most of those beliefs, they weren't even chosen by you. They were programmed by childhood, culture, past pain. But the brain is plastic. It can be reprogrammed. Science calls it neuroplasticity, your ability to create new pathways through repetition. But it's not just about thinking different thoughts. True change begins when you feel differently. Repeating "I am confident" won't work if your body still trembles with fear. That's why the most powerful affirmations are ones that feel believable. Things like, I'm learning to trust myself. I'm opening up to new possibilities. These tiny shifts create internal coherence. And that's what your body believes. Use your imagination. See it, feel it, live it before it's real. Because your brain doesn't know the difference. It just records what you emotionally repeat. And that becomes the filter for your life. Reprogramming is this: replacing old pattern with a new state of being and repeating it until the new becomes natural. Everything vibrates. Everything has a frequency, including you. Even matter is just energy in motion. So pause and ask, what are you broadcasting without saying a word? Every emotion carries a signal. Anger is one. Guilt is lower. But love, joy, gratitude, those are high expanding frequencies. And frequencies attract their match. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you want to change your life, shift your vibration, not by forcing it, but by creating space for it to rise. Here are some simple ways. Every day, feel gratitude for something real. Listen to music that lifts you. Breathe with intention, connect with nature, slow down. These are small rituals with big resonance. Because you don't manifest by pretending to be okay. You manifest by becoming a space where new emotions can grow. That's where the magic happens. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align. That's called coherence. And coherence is powerful. It's when your beliefs match your feelings, and your feelings guide your behavior. It's when your entire system speaks one language, not perfectly, but harmoniously. Ever said you trusted, but secretly doubted? Ever wished for something, but didn't feel worthy of it? That inner conflict weakens the signal. But when you align, the field responds. Jung called it individuation, becoming fully yourself. Merging consciousness with unconscious, desire with emotion, intention with behavior. That's where your creative power is born, not from forcing, but from embodying what you want to live. Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So ask yourself, is your life vibrating with who you truly want to be? If not, good. That means you're aware, and awareness is the first shift. The second is to recalibrate from the inside out. And here's where it all begins. The void. In quantum physics, the vacuum isn't emptiness. It's pure potential, still, silent, brimming with possibilities. Inside you, that same space exists, but it's uncomfortable because the ego wants to act, control, fix. Meanwhile, the soul waits to be heard. It whispers in stillness, in sacred pause. Jung said, the encounter with the self feels like falling into a void, but that's the only place where something new can emerge. That's the paradox. The more you force, the more you block. Creation doesn't come from tension. It comes from receptivity. Ever let go? And then the answer came? Ever stop trying, and then something clicked? That's the field responding to your surrender. So here's a rare practice. Create intentional pauses in your day. Moments with no goal, no input, just space. Call it sacred idleness, a ritual of silence, where the field can reorganize you. Because sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about being available, letting life reach you. Now, if you made it this far, you're no longer the same, because now you know reality is not fixed. It's fluid, responsive, and you are part of that dance. We've traveled far together, from quantum physics to archetypes, from thought to frequency, from science to the soul. But if there's one truth to take with you, it's this. You are not a passive observer. You are a conscious co-creator. And the universe? It doesn't speak in words. It listens to frequency. So the final question is, what frequency will you choose to live in starting today?